New free OpenClaw. Update ACP agents plus Telegram. You're still setting up your AI assistant the slow way. Every message typed out manually, one at a time, while other people have AI agents working together automatically. And if you're using Telegram for your business, you've probably been waiting on this one, because the update that just dropped changes how all of that works. And the best part? It's completely free. Hey, I'm Hada, your AI educator, and I'm here to break down exactly what's new in OpenClaw's March 2026 update, version 2026.3.2. This is one of the biggest updates they've shipped, so let's get straight into it. First though, if you're brand new to OpenClaw, here's the quick version. OpenClaw is a free, open-source AI gateway. It lets you connect AI models like Claude, GPT, Gemini, and others to messaging apps like Telegram, WhatsApp, Slack, Discord, and more. You can build fully automated AI assistants that respond to messages, handle tasks, and now work together as a team of agents. It currently has over 249,000 stars on GitHub. If you haven't set it up yet, I've got a full beginner guide linked in the description. But today is all about this update. Let's start with how to update, because this release has some breaking changes, meaning if you just blindly update without reading this, things might break for you. Run the standard update command in your terminal, and it will pull the latest version. If something breaks after updating, the most likely culprit is the ACP setting, which I'm about to explain. Before you update, write down your current config settings so you can compare. Now let's get into the features, starting with ACP Sub-Agents, because this is the one that's going to change how you build automations. ACP stands for Agent Communication Protocol. In simple terms, it's the system that lets AI agents pass information to each other and work together on tasks. In this update, ACP Dispatch is now turned on by default. Previously, you had to manually enable it. What this means practically is that your AI agents can now spawn sub-agents, pass tasks between them, and coordinate responses automatically without you having to wire everything up manually. Think of it like having a team. One agent receives the message, it figures out what's needed, then it delegates parts of the job to other agents. They all work together, and you get one clean final response. For anyone building complex workflows, customer support systems, or multi-step automations, this is huge. If you're an existing user, this is listed as a breaking change, so check your config after updating. If you need to pause ACP routing while keeping the controls available, you can set acp.dispatch enabled to false in your config. But for most people, the default on state is exactly what you want. Speaking of saving time, when I first started building out AI workflows, I spent way too long figuring out which tools were worth learning and which ones were just hype. That's when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 members all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works. It taught me which workflows save time versus which ones waste it. The community shares real use cases and practical implementations. If you're serious about using AI to improve your work and skills, check it out, link in description. Now here's something I know a lot of you have been waiting on. Telegram live streaming. Before this update, Telegram streaming was turned off by default. So when your AI was generating a response, your user would just sit there staring at nothing until the whole thing was done. Starting with this update, Telegram streaming now defaults to partial mode. Your users see the response being typed out word by word in real time, just like you see when you're using Claude or ChatGPT directly. For direct messages, it uses a feature called Send Message Draft to show the preview while the AI is still generating. And for voice notes and Telegram groups, there's a new setting called Disable Audio Pre-Flight that lets you skip the mention detection step if you only want text-based mention checking. Next up is the native PDF tool. Previously, getting an AI agent to read and work with a PDF required some workarounds. Now there's a first-class PDF tool built right into OpenClaw. It supports both Anthropic and Google providers natively. So if you're using Claude or Gemini models, they can read PDFs directly. For other models that don't natively support PDFs, there's an extraction fallback, so the content still gets pulled out and processed. You can configure defaults, like which model handles PDFs, the maximum file size in megabytes, and the maximum number of pages. Diff outputs can also now be generated as PDF files with controls for quality and scale, which is useful in channels like Telegram or WhatsApp where images get compressed. Here's a feature that's going to save you a lot of debugging time, the config validator. The new command is OpenClaw config validate. Run it before you start your gateway and it checks your config file for errors. If something's wrong, it tells you exactly which setting is broken and gives you the path so you can fix it fast. There's also a --JSON flag if you want the output in a format you can pipe into other tools. Think of it as a pre-flight check. Run it before you launch, fix any issues, then start clean. Next, let's talk about Zelo. The Zelo personal plugin has been completely rebuilt. Previously, it relied on an external command line tool to handle sending and listening. That's now gone. The new version runs entirely inside OpenClaw using a native JavaScript integration, which means a simpler setup and better stability. If you're already using Zelo with OpenClaw, you need to re-log in after updating. Run OpenClaw channels, login dash channel Zelucer to start a fresh session. And there's also a new shared send payload system across Discord, Slack, WhatsApp, Zelo, and Zelucer that makes multimedia messages and chunked text responses work more consistently across all those platforms. Now let's talk about security, because this update includes serious hardening across the whole platform. The release notes cover over 100 individual fixes. A few key ones worth knowing about. The gateway now ties loopback origin checks to actual local socket clients instead of just trusting the host header, which closes a potential bypass. Webhook handlers now enforce authentication before parsing the body, which prevents a slow body denial of service attack. Prompt spoofing protections were added, meaning inbound messages that try to inject fake system prompts are neutralized. And config backups are now written with owner-only permissions, so your credentials in backup files aren't exposed. This is a meaningful security release, not just surface-level stuff. A few more smaller additions worth a quick mention. Minimax M2.5 high-speed model is now supported. Llama is now supported for memory embeddings if you're running local models. And there's a new CLI setting called CLI.banner.tagline mode that controls the startup taglines, random, default, or off. That's a wrap on this update. If you're already running OpenClaw, update, check your ACP settings, and re-log into Zelo if you use it. If you're brand new, now is a great time to start because fresh installs get all of this out of the box. If you're looking to dive deeper into AI tools and actually implement them in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences. What's working? What's not? Which tools are worth your time? Which ones to skip? No hype, just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. It's helped me stay on top of updates like this one and figure out how to actually apply them. Link in description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are crushing it with AI. That's everything for this one. Drop a comment if you have questions about any of these features. And I'll see you in the next one.